Hey guys, welcome to my newest video for today. For today's video I'm going to be doing another installment of movies I've been watching. I really haven't been watching that many movies these past couple of months just because I've been so busy with work and it hasn't left a lot of time for movie watching. But that said, I'm still managed to get in a couple of movies, so this is everything I've watched over July and August, so let's get straight into it. And starting off, I watched the first movie that I saw when cinemas reopened here, and that was The Personal History of David Copperfield. I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. I thought this was an interesting sort of take on the story, and also, it took like the liberties they took with the casting and that. I thought it was a very interesting approach. So, honestly, you know, at that point, I wanted to go back to the movies that badly. I was like, it didn't matter what I would have seen. I think I would have liked it anyway. So there's Personal History of David Copperfield. Then I was randomly in the mood to rewatch The Mummy, and then I ended up rewatching The Mummy Returns in July as well. Really love both these movies. They're just a lot of fun, like fun action, like films. So yeah, so I rewatched both of those. Then I watched, which is one of my favourite things in recent years, and that is Hamilton. I was one of those people that watched it as soon as it was basically available on Disney Plus, and yeah, it was amazing. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. I've actually watched it twice in July. That was how much I loved it. I have tickets to see the show in Sydney, if that hopefully goes ahead with everything going on. But yeah, I love Hamilton. It's one of my favourite musicals, and yes, I did watch the Hamilton on Disney Plus, so there's that. Then I was randomly in the mood to rewatch Mighty Morphin Power Rangers the movie. I love this film. It's it's not great, I will admit that, but you know, growing up with Power Rangers, it's sort of childhood nostalgia for me, and I love it. And for me, it's 5 out of 5 stars. It's just really entertaining. So that one, and then I did continue on with my MCU rewatch, which obviously now is a bit hard because obviously with the passing of Chadwick Boseman, which has obviously devastated a lot of people. And yeah, I was just, when I found out the news, I was just like, what? And then which is kind of even a bit hard with the rewatch because I'm actually up to Captain America Civil War, which is obviously his first appearance as Black Panther, so that's going to make the film, like, I think even like a bit hard to rewatch the film sort of knowing of his passing. But yeah, that was just very tragic news, and yeah, it's obviously devastating, like for a lot of people. So but yeah, I just thought I'd mention obviously that I was devastated to hear about his passing. So because as I mentioned, I did rewatch Captain America the First Avenger, The Avengers, Iron Man 3, Thor the Dark World, Captain America the Winter Soldier, and Age of Ultron and Ant-Man. So yeah, as I said, I was up to Captain America Civil War in my rewatch. Don't think I need to go into detail about the MCU films. I love all of them. Even like, yes, there's like obviously some are better than others, but I think in this batch of films, there's like, I don't think there's really one that obviously I think my favourite one is The Avengers from 2012, but I do really like all the other ones. And then obviously did I mention what? Yeah, no, I also obviously Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't think I mentioned that one, but yeah, so probably sort of my favourites are The Avengers, Captain America, The Winter Soldier, and Guardians of the Galaxy are sort of like my favourite ones out of that this stretch of movies. But yeah, so that was sort of what I've I watched MCU wise because I'm hoping to finish rewatching the films in time for Black Widow, assuming that's still sticking to the November release date. So then I watched, sort of going back to the movies, I watched the Ghostbusters, the original film, on the big screen, which is the first time I've seen it on the big screen. It's a very interesting experience sort of seeing it on the, like, watching an older movie on the big screen, because you can sort of tell, like, some of the effects aren't, like, they haven't aged all that well, but Ghostbusters is just a lot of fun, even though I felt the day I saw it, because it's in the middle of school holidays, and we had a group of people there, like, teenagers, who kept talking throughout most of the movie, so that was really annoying. Even though, like, obviously I've seen the movie, but, you know, sort of wanting to go and watch it on the big screen, and yeah. So it wasn't the best cinema experience, but I'm still glad that I got to see it on the big screen. So it was Ghostbusters. And then sort of randomly I rewatched the first X-Men movie. I'm probably going to do a rewatch of the rest of the X-Men and Deadpool films probably later in this year. But yeah, I think it's because someone pointed out that it was, because I didn't actually make the connection that it was 20 years since the X-Men, like the first X-Men film was released. So I think that's sort of what prompted the rewatch. But yeah, I really do enjoy the first X-Men movie because I think it's sort of a great introduction to this universe. And yeah, as I said, at some point I will get around to rewatching the rest of the films. But because I am planning on seeing New Mutants on Thursday, so I know a lot of people have already seen it, but it's not released in Australia until the 3rd, so I will be seeing that. Thursday at this point. So then I actually have a couple of new films that I ended up watching. So the first one I watched was The Old Man and the Gun with Robert Redford. I had plans to see this back when it was first released in the cinema, but I never actually got round to it. And then, yeah, so when I saw that it was on Netflix, I thought, because I'm trying to watch more new to me movies, but as I said, it's like with work, it's sometimes all I just want to do is put on a movie I know I love and want to rewatch. But I did decide to just watch The Old Man and the Gun. This was an enjoyable film, like, because it's sort of about this old man who's like probably like in his 70s, and he goes around robbing banks, but he's like so polite and charming that by the time he robs them, they don't realize that they've actually been robbed, and they don't think of it as like that they've been robbed. So I thought that it was actually quite a interesting film. Like, it's worth a watch once. So I gave that one 3.5 out of 5 stars. Then I also watched Son of Batman, which is one of the animated movies, because I read the comic one by Grant Morrison that the film's based on, and it was interesting watching it having read the source material, because obviously they've changed, a lot of it's changed to fit in with this new, well, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's new because I think they're relaunching the animated movies now, so I guess it's not in continuity. But yeah, I thought this was interesting because obviously with this one you had the rivalry between, because in the comics it was the rivalry between Damien and Tim, but in this one it's Damien and Dick. They sort of have the sibling rivalry, and it's because Damien thinks he's superior because he's the blood son of Bruce Wayne and Batman, and and he's, so I thought that was interesting, sort of how they brought that conflict into it. But I really enjoyed Son of Batman. I was actually surprised like with the casting in this film, because I was like, oh, there's a lot of names I recognize in this one. So because you had David, so I know you had David McCallum, he was Alfred, and you had Sean Mayer, I think that's his name, Simon Tam from Firefly, you had him be Nightwing, and then you also had I think Thomas Gibson played Deathstroke. So it was very like the casting wise, I was actually quite impressed with that one. So I gave Son of Batman 4.5 out of 5 stars. Oh, and actually, speaking of Firefly, oh, I can't pronounce her name, Marina, but Karen, is that, Inara. She was, Talia al Ghul in this one, so, yeah, that was the other casting that I recognised, so I watched that one. And then another newer film I watched was Greyhound. I finally got around to watching it because I have a free, I got a free year's worth of Apple TV, so I thought I'd finally check out Greyhound because Tom Hanks is one of my favourite actors, and yeah, this was sort of one of the ones I was interested in checking out. Like, I would have gone to the movies to see it if it had, you know, been kept as a cinema release. But yeah, I thought this was a pretty solid World War II, like, I guess thriller, I guess you'd call it. I liked that it mostly all took place in the one location, like just on this ship. But yeah, I thought it was like pretty good, so I gave that one 4 out of 5 stars. Then I was randomly in the mood to rewatch Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. I really enjoy the heck out of this movie. It's like, I enjoy it a lot more than the first Mamma Mia film, but yeah, I just have a lot of fun with this, and yeah, I was just sort of like, you know what, I want to rewatch it, so I did, and that was, I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, so, and then, again, sort of going with the, because I had a bit of a gap with going to the movies, because, as I said, I've been busy, and also, there hasn't really been all that much out that I wanted to go to the cinema for, but this movie I definitely wanted to see at the cinema, and that was Tenet. I don't want to say too much, obviously don't want to spoil it, but I really enjoyed this film. It was, yeah, it's, you know, every bit twisty and turny as I thought it would be, and yeah, it was sort of fun, sort of, because some of the storyline you could pick out, but then other times you're like, oh, okay, wasn't expecting that one. So I think at some point I will rewatch it again. I don't know whether I'll get to it at the cinema again, so, like, now that you know the whole story, and yeah, I think it'll be sort of fun having a second viewing just to sort of see, like, what clues were left where and things like that. But I gave Tenet 4.5 out of 5 stars. So then I rewatched Into the Woods, the Disney live action film from 2014. I really enjoyed this movie, so and again, it's sort of one of those ones that you just randomly want to rewatch. And then the last movie that I watched sort of in this batch of movies was The Gunman from 2015. This was okay. I mean, I wasn't expecting much going into it, but yeah, like, it wasn't like, you know, the most original movie I'd ever seen. Like, it was pretty standard, you know, action thriller film, but it was, you know, so entertaining for a couple of hours. So I don't think I've, yeah, have the need to ever revisit this film, but, you know, sort of one of those ones, like, watched it once, it's fine. And yeah, so I just sort of thought, yeah, because it's like trying to watch something that's different, that's new, and I was like, I'll just go with this one. And yeah, so as I said, it was a okay movie, but nothing like fantastic or that. So yeah, so I'm just gonna, that's basically all the movies that I've watched in the past couple of months. So you can tell that my movie watching has dwindled quite a bit, because, you know, I always used to watch tons of movies, and now it's yeah, just basically trying to find the time to watch a film and, like, having the energy to watch a movie. So yeah, I'll probably do yeah, continue on with doing like these every couple of months, just because I don't see my movie watching increasing. I may do horror reviews for October, so I may do I'm going to try and watch as many horror movies as I can in October. But yeah, because I know last year I did like a horror reviews video, but yeah, so we'll see how I go. So I'll either have a movies I've been watching at the end of October, or I'll have it at the end of November if I end up doing the horror reviews. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, I'm just going to stop it here. So thank you guys for watching, and until my next video, I will see you guys next time. Bye!